networks. You got 2 on NBA TV, 3 on TNT. And like Mike Singletary once famously said, I want winners. First game, Magic at Knicks. Who you got? Magic started the season 3-0. They've slipped since. They're still.
I know, but the Knicks on slip too.
Not playing well. Who you got? Pick one.
I'm going with the Orlando Magic.
Wolves at Hawks. A lot of young talent with those Timberwolves. Number 1 pick, Anthony Edwards, one of the worst teams defensively. Hawks, they started off strong and then a little trauma and some injuries since. Who you got?
Yeah. I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. Guaranteed.
Your Phoenix Suns against the Grizzlies.
Oh, Phoenix Suns. Guaranteed.
Suns off to one of the best starts in a decade. And Chris Paul is what?
The best leader in our league.
Bucks at Nets. Now, we don't know if James Harden's going to be in the lineup yet, but you still have to.
Oh, yeah. Sure. He'll be there by Monday.
Okay, and who you got?
Well, actually, I don't know that because I want to do he have to go through the oh, man. See?
Like I said, it's tricky. We don't know if he's going to be able to play.
I'm still going with the Bucks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks. Guaranteed.
I'd say you didn't seem sure about that for me. You didn't seem sure.
Well, because I don't think James can play. I'm thinking about it now because and obviously that's a loaded question depending on James and Kyrie, but James might have to sit out a week because of safety because he hasn't been around the team.
That is true, but you know what? You still have to make a choice. You're rolling with the Bucks, and that's cool.
Rolling with the Bucks.
Last pick, you have the Golden State Warriors going to Los.
The other team. Who they playing?
They're playing the Lakers. They're going to the Lakers.
Oh, listen, I told you, anybody you said against the Warriors, whoever, guaranteed.
I mean, I ain't mad at that. I mean, LeBron's taking side bets while he's shooting threes. I mean, the Lakers are hitting on all cylinders. I ain't mad at that.
That was a good shot, but I didn't think it was like everybody making it out to be like it was the greatest thing they'd ever seen.
You weren't impressed when he turned around and didn't watch it go in?
Well, he shot it normally, and then he turned around.
Okay, Chuck was not impressed. Tough crowd, but I understand.
Was not impressed, yes. Yes.
Well, listen, Chuck's mouth is where it originated, and baby, it can never be duplicated. What's the name of this segment, Chuck?
Guaranteed.
Have that green light and take the ball whenever you want to. But how are you guys going to come together along with DeAndre Jordan? Oh, wait a minute, Matt. What if he gets in foul trouble?
Right.
Jeff Green has to play some 5. Kevin Durant has to play some 5. So those are bigger problems versus talking about scoring and all the ball handling stuff. That's when you really get deep into that coaches meeting and saying, how are we going to win ball games consistently when we play the better teams?
Durant, to me, is the least of their problems offensively because he can play without the ball. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need tons of shots to score 25 or 30.
That's right.
They can use him in pick and roll if they want to. He hasn't done a ton of that in his career, but with Harden, with Kyrie Irving, of course, it's the other two who basically are both point guards. Mm-hmm. Both shoot first point guards. I mean, Harden racks up a bunch of assists or has in Houston, but it's mostly off him driving and kicking to folks. So I wonder what the offense will look like, beyond the questions about defense, which is a whole other discussion, but what the offense will look like when the three of them are on the floor.
Well, I think that's what I think Steve is trying to figure out. If we have some type of flow, if we're in the half-court set, what does that initial play look like? If you're in the pick and roll where you're playing to James Harden's strength, yes, be in the pick and roll. But if it's a 1-3 pick and roll, they're probably going to switch that, Matt. And now guess what? You're feeding right into the defense's hand, one-on-one basketball, everyone's staying still, and now there's all sets of eyes on the one-on-one player. That's the thing that Steve Nash has to figure out is how do we get flow? Is it 1-5 pick and roll? Now it's harder to switch because now DeAndre Jordan's on the point guard and now you can, go at the mismatch. As Steve Nash navigates through those problems, they'll figure it out. But still, Matt, the more defense you play and get stops, now you're in transition, less half-court sets, and these guys can flourish that way.
Normally I would say that's a real question mark because both Harden and Irving are considered minus defenders.
Of course.
Durant certainly has his moments as a rim protector. But I don't know. The league has tilted so much to the offensive side of things. I don't even know if it matters anymore. I think you have to have possessions here or there when you can make some stops, but you no longer have to be an elite defensive team.
Matt, it's true in the regular season. You're right on point. But we've seen, even in the bubble, The reason the Lakers won is because Anthony Davis and the rest of those guys played the defense and took the Nuggets' life away, right? You get to the finals. Miami was great. Got down to the point, the Lakers locked them down and won the championship. And if we believe Brooklyn is that good offensively, they're going to have to figure out a way to play some type of championship defense. Otherwise, they're going home early like the Clippers did.
Yeah.
All that offense, but they couldn't figure out a way to play championship defense. That's why they went home early.
The difference is the Lakers were really good defensively all season long.
All season
not
long.
Just in the
and then turned it up when things got a little shaky. There you go. They got back better.
Yeah. Do the Brooklyn Nets have that gear defensively? I
don't know yet. We got to wait and see that. And that's the part where people, why are we already judging? We haven't given Steve Nash a chance to have a few practices and get guys on the same page. Some people are like, automatic champions. No. I want to wait and see. Let's let them play a couple games.
No,
first.
we can't do that. We have to do it immediately. You have to have a hot take. That's what we do. You have to get way ahead of the thing before it ever happens.
Shaq's beloved by Laker Nation. Rings do that, so the restaurant a block from where the Lakers play makes sense. Now, James Harden opening a restaurant in Houston. That's a tougher one to swallow. The steakhouse is named 13, Harden's number with the Rockets. Except now he's wearing 13 for the Nets. 13, the Chop House, is scheduled to open this month. It's getting reviews already, and one comment reads, doesn't quite have that championship taste. Will 13 deliver?
After the bubble, after that loss, just wanted to reevaluate my career and the team and the direction that the organization was going. And, as time went on in free agency and things like that started to go on, it was like, well, I felt like we didn't have a chance, and so I think at the point in my career, it's not about money. It's not about anything else but having a chance at reaching the ultimate goal. Is to winning at the highest level.
From your post-game comments after the Lakers lost to what your teammates were saying about you as far as being disrespectful, it got pretty ugly at the end of your tenure in Houston. Is there any part of you that regrets the way that it ended?
I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. Those guys, I just got there, Houston. I've been there for a very long time. I've been through all the ups and downs, with that organization. And I wasn't disrespectful towards anyone. I just made a comment. So there were some things I felt like out of my character. But the ultimate goal was to get somewhere, where I can compete. And here I am in Brooklyn. I have nothing but love and respect for that organization, that city, and everything that they've done for me and my family. And it's not a guarantee that me coming to Brooklyn is, guaranteeing the title. But I think for me, giving myself a chance is very, very important. And, you just look at this entire roster, and it's built for any style of basketball you want. And then the coaching staff who, knows the game of basketball at a high level. You just add that all together, and it's like that's a legit chance right there. It was a no-brainer for me.
All right, so after all, we couldn't let Paul go without talking about this. Okay, so now you got James Harden added to a team with Kyrie Irving, we think, and Kevin Durant, all ball-dominant players.
Yeah.
Let's talk about on the court first. How's this going to work?
Well, it's going to have to be some type of sacrifice. Who's going to be able to not have the ball in their hands when they're used to having it in their hands most of the time? And if these players are true to themselves and they say to each other, we want to win a championship, then you're going to have to take the sacrifice, which means we're not going to see all these isolation plays that we're used to seeing from James Harden in Houston. We're not going to see Kyrie dribble the ball 24 seconds until he can get a shot. This is Durant's team, and everything has to go through Durant. And if they can understand that, this team has a great chance. But listen, who doesn't want this trio on the court? Because they have all the ingredients. And one of the main ingredients to win a championship is you have to have a top 5 player. If you look at it every year, and they have 2 of them.
Okay, so you say it's Durant's team, okay?
That's Durant's team.
On the floor, okay? So now we get to the locker room, and these are some complex personalities that we have here, all 3 of them. How does that work?
Well,
you said Steve Nash has the toughest job in North American pro sports?
Steve Nash has the toughest coaching job in sports because not only does he have to probably redesign this offense, he has to manage egos. He has to make sure everybody's happy. And now the pressure's on.
Yeah.
It's championship or bust in Brooklyn.
And this is his first year.
Hey,
as a coach.
It's his first year. And so that's why I feel like he has the toughest job because you got a guy with no coaching experience, coaching 2 of the top 5 players in the league. Kyrie is arguably top 10. And so there's a lot of pressure there in Brooklyn to win a championship.
If you had to guess right now, I'll put you on the spot. How far do they go?
I believe this team can get to the finals. There's no excuse. You got Durant. Wherever Durant goes, you have finals. You have finals on your mind, and then you add Harden, and you